Hi, Jonathan York, Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. Pretty major tumultuous week really for the markets. Finally got a little bit of traction going ahead on the tax reform in the US, and that really pushed it down through some pretty big levels, and was sort of setting fresh contract highs really on a sort of daily basis. It's now just going to be very interesting to see if we can get the Senate and the House to sort of agree on the final sort of tax reforms. It looks like that will be the case, and that will be a major boost for the US economy. On the back of that, obviously, we're still expecting a Fed rate hike in December, and then it's just a question of how many we get in 2018. Still looking at sort of 3 on the cards at the moment, and with the US economy in pretty good shape, and saying, this sort of fresh additional boost coming to the economy with this sort of tax reforms, it looks like we will get 3 rate hikes from the US Fed next year. Interesting as well on the latest revisions for GDP. It was a second revision there, but again it was revised up a little bit. And also as well, starting to see a little bit of capex coming through as well, which is all good news. Inflation is still reasonably subdued, although there are signs out there that it's starting to sort of pick up. Certainly the Fed won't want to be too much behind the curve. On the flip side of that, you had General Flynn being indicted and pleading guilty, and the worry is now that in the special indictment case going forward, he might sort of turn a little bit of a whistleblower. Certainly he would appear to know plenty of interesting things about the presidency, and also in the sort of campaign leading up to the election, and it'll just be very interesting to see what comes out of that. Now, what will be interesting to see now are sort of investment houses, whether they look to revise their 2018 year-end targets for the stock indices. Certainly with the reduction in the corporation tax, that could have some pretty major implications out there for S&P earnings. And if you look at that, then some of the price earnings multiples that we're trading on at the moment all of a sudden don't look quite as expensive, and there's plenty sort of room for upside potential. So it'll just be interesting to see what these targets get revised to, if indeed they do get revised. Oil's still holding around sort of 57, 58 bucks a barrel. Interesting, we haven't really seen a great deal of sort of pressure coming on supply at these sort of elevated levels. So potentially you sort of look for the market to sort of hold these levels and maybe even push a little bit higher. Looks like there's been a little bit of movement as well on Brexit, potentially getting closer towards a little bit of an agreement, and it'll just be interesting now to see if that can sort of get hammered out either before year end or sort of early part of 2018. In New Zealand, market, looking in reasonable shape as we head into sort of year end. Again, the economy is in pretty good shape. Growth is okay. Inflation's sort of pretty lame. And looking at it, interest rates appear to be on hold for the next sort of 12 to 18 months. It's just going to be very interesting to see if that will be the case, given the potential inflationary pressures coming through in the economy, and also as well, with the sort of major economies around the world looking to increase rates. Obviously, the US interest rate moves over the first part of 2018 could be pretty interesting. We'll look by sort of mid-2018, if the Fed is on course for the rate increases as expected, then US rates will be above New Zealand rates. That'll be pretty interesting to see obviously how the currency handles that, and then obviously interest rates going forward as well here in New Zealand. Final last couple of days to get that Heartland rights issue sorted. Shares are certainly trading up with a reasonable sort of premium out there. Currently trading just over $2. The rights give you the opportunity to buy those shares at $1.70. So most people out there, if they have got the rights, will probably be looking to exercise those. If you are still unclear on what to do, give us a call on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz. As always, if you're looking for income options, there are plenty of options out there. So call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles. We look forward to speaking to you soon.